right, so now let me introduce our speaker, our presenter today. Marj Atkinson is a business librarian and experienced researcher providing support for Plunkett Research and other business clients. She's been using Plunkett Research and conducting demonstrations of Plunkett Research Online for a number of years. In addition to business research, Marj's company, Ask Marj, also provides research services for authors, graduate students, and faculty who need supporting materials for their publications. So thank you for joining us today. We're very eager to get started. It's all yours.
There. Okay, you're hopefully seeing. There it is. Okay. Had to look at my little pop-up to make sure. So welcome everybody. It's a pleasure for me to be here and to show you all about Plunkett Research. So to start out, I did a little chat. If you've never worked with ChatGPT, it's kind of fun. So I did a ChatGPT and I pulled up what does Plunkett Research do, or what kind of things can you use it for? And it said market research, business planning, investment decisions, career planning, academic research, economic analysis, marketing and advertising, competitive analysis, and trend analysis. So that is actually very accurate. So I'm gonna walk you through a lot of those things. I guess we have a mix of perhaps patrons and staff, but regardless, this is all really good information. So first of all, this is the main homepage when you go to Plunkett Research Online through the databases access. And these along here, there's an FAQ, and my research account should allow you to create an account and save things if you have access to Plunkett Research. So those are some things along the top. These are the two main buttons and main areas we will focus on. But before we do that, I just wanted to kind of guide you around the homepage. So there are job resources and tools. This is a very amazing. I wish I'd had this when I was job hunting. Job market trends, 7 keys to research, statistics, how to apply for a job online, temporary employment agencies, the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which is a government publication and website, job search sites, associations for your field that you're looking into, and then employers and jobs. Just a really good one-stop shop. Plus there is a career builder link. So I definitely recommend you refer to this if you are looking for a job or are needing to help and support people that are job seeking. And then there are Plunkett archives. So Plunkett has a lot of print archives, but they also have a lot of online archives. And some libraries still have the print publications. A lot of colleges I know still have the print publications, but these are all their online archives. And if you're especially doing some kind of research or historical research on an industry, this is a really good resource to find anything further back. And actually, I did not look to see how far back each industry goes. I'm just going to look real quick. Okay, so 16 all the way back. So it's quite a ways back for each industry. So I recommend you go look at that just to learn more about an industry. And then if you had purchased ebooks on Plunkett, this would be where you would access them. There are also tutorials here on the main page. There also is a tutorials link on every page almost that you click on. There's going to be a blue menu bar, and we'll see that in a minute. But this one, if nothing else, is it's about 7 to 10 minutes of an overview of like what I'm doing here, but a lot more concise. These are also on YouTube, as you see, so you can access on Plunkett's YouTube channel. There's also a Chinese and a Spanish version. You can also on these download a PDF version, like how to do a SWOT analysis or company financial research, as well as watch. These are more 4 to 5 minute shorter videos. How to use company profiles, industry analytics. So we're going to talk about research and industry and analytics and company information. But these are good refreshers for after you've seen me dump everything into your brains. You'll be going back going, now how do I do that? These videos are really good resources. And then here at the bottom, these are one-pagers, and they're very helpful. 4 points. Here it comes. how to like do market research projects, and there's 4 steps, an example, action plans for each, and then how to perhaps do it within Plunkett Research. You can print these off, you can share them. They're really good tip sheets. Here's one on job seekers. I always like looking at this one. Thinking. And how to prepare for an interview, searching for potential employers. So really good tip sheets. It's like having your own in-house research department. I like that. Economic development, if you have students or no students, these are some top uses that they can use Plunkett for, especially if they're in they may not have this in their, if they're K through 12, but a lot of academic libraries have this, and of course they can visit your public library to how to target customers if they're doing some kind of research for assignment or something. These are some really good examples on how they can use Plunkett. Okay, so also I didn't point out this, but this is all also included under research and industry. And this is a drop down of all of the industries that Plunkett covers. So it's a lot of the big, broad industries. And these are, some of them are very broad. Chemicals and coatings and plastics we're going to talk about. And it includes everything from plastics to petrochemicals to gas and chemical. It's just a really vast industry. Okay, so let's click on this one. And you will see, once again, there's tutorials. You can select an industry group from here. You can search by keyword. You can search for the North American Industry Code system. It's an industry code, standard industry code system. And if you happen to know the NAICS code, you can type it in here. These are like up to 5 is the narrowest, and then 325 would be like a broader version of a particular industry. You can also do a general search. So if you're not really finding what you're looking for with a keyword, 1 or 2 keyword searches, you can also do a general search either with or without the quotes. I would try it different ways. And you, once again, there's search for companies, there's advanced search tips that give you, if you've never used advanced search tips, this works within Plunkett. It also works in things like Google, where if you want to do desktop or notebook specifically, including the or and the and, as well as the wildcard character, which is the asterisk. So if you want something that has the letters WEL, whether it includes welcome or welfare, if you want something very broad, it helps you narrow it a little bit, but then it gives you more choices with the way these asterisk wildcard characters are placed. So that's something else I would print out if it were me to have on hand. And then advanced search just allows you, if you're searching, to search specifically within these areas on Plunkett. And I will show you all of these as we go through. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start out with chemicals, coatings, and plastics. So this is a really, like I said, a really big industry. It shows up here, the related industries. Everything is updated. As I say, is no longer than a year old. This is slightly older than a year old only because they're in the process of doing a major rehaul of their website. So it's being updated. It's just not showing on here yet, but it's definitely in the process. Plus, they do incremental ones every Friday night. So all of the information in here is not more than a year old. It's going to have incremental information throughout the year. And once again, advanced search within these topic areas. You can also search for companies, which is a button on the main page, and we'll also get to that, back to the advanced search tips. So we are going to start out in market research and trends, and you'll notice on each of these, each industry these 8 different areas. There's also latest industry news. If you click on that, that can be another rabbit trail you can go down and look at all the news. I'll go ahead and click just so you can see and this is like current, they're aggregating, up to the minute, 24 minutes ago. So from all over the world on this particular industry. Really helpful news aggregator. Okay, so market research and trends. So once again, here's researcher topic. All of these are still here up on the main blue board header. You'll see all of the links that were also on that main page, so you can get to them from there. You can also go back and click to get to the main page by clicking in the little breadcrumb trail up here. Once again, the advanced search. So on this page, you'll see there are 20 different topics under market research and trends. You can share each page either through social media, through email, if you want to copy a link and save it or paste it or share it, if you can do it that way as well. And you can access either by clicking on any of these. You can also click the next and the previous button to navigate through. It shows you the date stamp of when this was last updated. So this one was pretty recent. So like I said, it said 2022 was the last for the industry, but this particular one was a lot more recent. There are citation information page, and always if you're citing something or if you're referring to something, it's helpful to use the citations. You can also create a PDF of any of these pages within the market research and trends, and I will show you what a PDF looks like. So it's just that first page, and it's about a page and a half or 2 pages of information. You can, once again, well, this is a PDF, so you can save it, print it, however you want to do. So we're going to go to the future. I always like to see what the future holds. Once again, currently updated. This, oh, I think they're still working on that too. So I won't click on that. But you will notice in each of the little articles on each of these trends, there are blue highlighted hyperlinked words. These are their glossary. So this, if you hover over, it shows you crude oil, it's a mixture of hydrocarbons, et cetera, et cetera. We don't assume that you know about every industry. That's why we provide a glossary. So this one is, you click on it and it gives you, you could hover over it to see the definition, or you could click on it and you see the definition. If you say back to main glossary from here, it gives you, once again, we're still in the same industry, but you see all of the glossary, not here, these are what to read next, but anything A to Z. So if you are curious about, you can search within the glossary, you can click on anything that starts with G. These are all of the terms that start with G. So it's a very vast glossary for each industry, trying to be very thorough and give you as much information as possible. Okay, so we will go back over to statistics, which was also on the main page, a button or a link on the main industry page. You will see 15 different statistics for this industry, the overview and the sources and the year and the units, which is dollars, billions of dollars, number of exports and imports, etc. So PRE in the little the guide, the definitions are down here of where the sourcing came from. So PRE is Plunkett. This is the Census Bureau. This is the American Chemistry Society. This is the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the U.S. International Trade Administration. And yeah, I think that's about all 5 of those. And it gives you, not including pharmaceuticals, preliminary. So it gives you a very good definition at the bottom of what all the little symbols and abbreviations mean. Once again, what to read next. You could go off on more rabbit trails there. We won't do that right this very second. Let's see, top oil producers. These are, so the difference on the market research and trends and statistics is the statistics pages. You can do Excel and a PDF. I'm not going to click on Excel because it pops it up in a different window and it may not show up. But yeah, you can click Excel or PDF, you can save it, share it, etc. As long as you cite, you know, they've got it from Plunkett, and it should have Plunkett's information on there on the document that it shares. All right, so then we will go to companies and executives, and we'll search companies later, but just to show you what's on the companies and executives within an industry, you can search by keyword once again, company name if you know it, any of the NAICS codes, and this you can click from the drop down. These are all the ones within this industry, or if you happen to know a NAICS code, once again, you can click on that. You can search by stock ticker, and any of these and all of these on this page you can filter and search on. If you know the stock ticker, you can type that in. City, state, country. There's also metro area. So like I like to show, New York has two metro areas, and you can filter by that and just get results for an area and a country. So there's Australia, Azerbaijan, all the way through Zambia. And then if you want to track sales in a range, you can do that from the past 2 years, but if less than or greater than, you can do any of those. And then if you're looking for a company with a particular employment count, if you know the executives' names, you can also filter on, you only want to look at non-US companies or privately held, public, any subsidiaries, which is very helpful to know because then you can find a subsidiary and then click on subsidiaries and find even more information, company information on that. And then this right here is really good. It's hotspot for advancement for women and minorities. So if you're interested in companies that have DEI efforts, this is definitely something you would want to make sure you check to filter to see what companies have that. And then once again, what to read next at the bottom. All right. I'll just keep going. So build a report is a really powerful tool. And we'll go through these other things. All of this information can be included in a build a report. So what this does, it pulls everything from the industry trends and statistics, all of the associations, which we're going to show you in a minute. Any kind of company, if you want to pull in particular companies or include all companies or don't include any, it gives you lots of choices of things to create on this report, as well as you can include a glossary. So suppose you want to provide an executive summary or an executive lengthy report to show you all about an industry, or print it off just so you can have it all as a really good, like some of them are 80 plus pages or more, a really good comprehensive document of information about a particular industry. And I like to check this here because if you are working for a company and you don't want your boss to take credit, we like to say, type in your name and who you're with, and then that name is on the report. So I'm going to click all of these. It may take it a few minutes to run, but it's actually pretty fast considering everything that it includes in this report. So I'm going to view report. It gives you an agreement page to make sure you're not going to share this on the internet or social media or whatever. It's just for your purposes or for your company's purposes to share within your group. And so you say, I agree. It's thinking. Jeopardy music is playing. There it goes. It's like I was about. This is an 85-page report. Once again, there's my name, compiled by, and then you'll see every page is shows you the overall about the market and how they do the analysis, and then it gives you everything about this particular industry, all the way down through the statistic information, statistical. I can't say that today. And then all of the associations connected to this industry, which are also just great resources in general. And then towards the bottom, copyright information, etc. And then, okay, so there, within a matter of a few seconds, you have this really powerful report. Okay, so, and you can also email to anybody as well. All right, industry analytics. Yesterday, this was being a little testy, so it should work today. So we're gonna pick, let's pick this. So petroleum refineries, you'll see an industry summary. These are the revenues recent, and this is the NAICS code, the title of the NAICS code area. And then you'll see the top companies within this industry and their revenues. Then you have some graphs of revenues and employee information. Then you get their employment and establishments for the past several years, the population, the number of firms and employees and their growth rates. And then all of this in a graph comparing, as well as sales per firm and per establishment for the past several years. And once again, a graph of that chart. And then there's the employee data table and then the graph. So this is just really good quick shots if you want to send somebody something about a particular industry. And then there's the industry description. It just gives you more information on what exactly it falls under this NAICS code. And then a note about the revenues and then related industries and NAICS codes. All right, and then we'll go to industry associations. So from here, within this chemicals, coatings, and plastics industry, you can look at all. You can, I'll show you how to do a save search in a minute, but if you have one, you can click that here. If you know a particular organization you're looking for, or state, or you know where they're located, maybe an association, or if you're looking we're already in the chemicals industry, but if you want to look specifically within the associations in this industry, you can narrow it down there as well as by country. So I'm just going to click all to show you 189 associations and organizations within the chemicals, coatings, and plastics industry. And they're all over the place. Canada, and since chemicals, coatings, and plastics is so broad, there's like pharmaceutical, polyurethane, a newswire association. So they all have some connection to this industry. And then once again, the video, it's on every industry page or every industry area. And it's just that quick video, a 4-minute video on how to research an industry, not overall how to do Plunkett, but just if you can't remember how to research an industry, this is a good one. And then the glossary back to here. Okay, so we will go back home. We've done, yeah. Now we're going to research a company. Actually, let me go back. I knew there was something. A saved search. So say I want to see what comes up with taxes. There's these results in the consulting industry. Nope, sorry. Nope, I'm on the wrong one. I'll come back to that in a minute. I'm off script, so I'm throwing myself off. I'll go back here to research a company. We'll do a save search. But you should be able to save any of your searches. There we go, my save searches, and you can also, there's a button on some of these pages that allows you to save a search. Okay, so companies, once again, let's do the NAICS code here, and you click search. These are all the companies in that NAICS code. If you click on here, this is this particular petrochemical company. It's a joint venture. It gives you all their contact information, their name, their full name, the industry ranks compared to others in the industry. They're number 21 out of all of these. You can filter on any of these to see like their 3-year growth and how they compare to others in the industry. That's their NAICS code, number of employees, when their fiscal year is, the types of things that they do, and then their executives. You can also save this as text or Excel, and it will save all of this information for you. This gives you a description of what their company does, and then the past several years of industry averages, and brands and divisions, and these are their subdivisions. I'm going to pick a different one because this doesn't give as much information. So let's go back to this main researcher company. kind of showed you all that. I'm going to do hotspot. So there's 11 in this NAICS code. Let's do Chevron. That gives you a better. So they're a joint venture is their ticker. They're in the Woodlands, Texas, not near me, but down south from me. There are all their contacts and their description. Once again, you can save it as Excel. This gives you a little more idea of where they fall. Oh, they don't have ROI, ROE. Okay. And then industry averages. That's what I was going to show you. There we go. That's what I was going before. Within here, this is their income statement. You can do it, however far back you want to go. If you want to specify countries within Chevron, you can save this as a PDF or Excel. Show list of average companies comparing to Chevron. And then average of 17 companies and how those totals show up. Back to company profile. That gives you their total revenue, etc. All right, go back to industry averages. There's also the balance sheet. And it gives you industry average of 6 companies, cash flow, and their ratios. There may be more if you go further back. Yeah, this just gives you more views. Okay, back to company profile. Once again, you can save this PDF or print-friendly version, citations as well on each of these pages. This also shows you their link. Okay. We're going to do this one. All right, these are all the companies. And this is where you can name your search and add it to your research account. So if you, within companies, once you get your search results, this is where you name your search. So we're looking at this NAICS code. And once again, they don't show as much. Okay, well, we're going to go back to where I was starting. We're going to do a company comparison. Back to this NAICS code again. Okay, sorry, my brain just went, where did that go? 42 within that. All right, we're going back to companies. We're going to search for Huntsman. There we go. So Huntsman is within the oil industry, and there's all of their information, types of business, etc. Financial details. I don't think I showed this earlier. Compared to industry averages, we showed you that. Yeah, we just showed you that. And so the build a custom table. That's where I was trying to get. Okay, so within a company, if you know one specifically or you come across one, any of these fields you can create a custom table for. So let's say depreciation, and you click the little arrow, and I'm just non-interest expense. That's why the little thing goes. There we go. And then, for example, there's nothing. But that gives you things out. I'll never pick the right fields, but if there's something specifically you want to know, you should be able to click any of these and stick them over here and create a table, and it creates a little report that you can then send to Excel or to PDF. Okay, so back to the company. Now I'm going to compare companies. So you can compare this company to one or more companies to kind of see how they compare. I'm going to go back to 2021 because I know that was their data was a little more robust back then for the comparison purposes. And you say add company. And I know Eastman is another one to compare to Huntsman. Eastman Chemical, not Eastman Kodak. And then you say continue. And you'll see 2014 to 2022, we're comparing that range for both of these companies, and there's their information here. You can also go look at prior companies if you want to change that. So let's see what 2021 looks like. Yeah. And then you see their balance sheet comparison, cash flow, and ratios. All very powerful, all very quick. It is a lot of information. As you see, I kept tripping myself up because I was trying to remember what I forgot to show you. So apologies for that. I just presented this yesterday. I don't know. Oh, that was my fault. Okay, so we've done research a company, research an industry. Are there particular companies or industry anybody wants to see? I can show you how to do another search. I can search for a specific company or area. Any comments or chats? No. Okay. Well, I will wrap it up. So they are not a great resource for local companies or small companies. Plunkett is primarily for big corporate entities. They track the most important, the largest and fastest growing companies within any sector. All companies are listed on any stock exchange in the US or Canada. The largest companies in Europe, the US, Asia, Australia, and Latin America, generally $100 million plus in revenues. There's great information on private companies and subsidiaries as well as publicly held, and they're actually very well known for the private company data. And so some statistics about the data on Plunkett. There are 30,000 companies in the database, about 4,000 private companies, subsidiaries, and joint ventures, about 16,600 non-US companies with about 4,600 in Asia. 20% of the statistics are non-US. There are 3,500 industry associations, data from a variety of sources, and their almanacs cover 40 industries. Plunkett Research Online, or PRO is another way to refer it, is updated every weekend, like I showed you, and all the data that the analysts covered during the week is included in that. And as you noted, that everything is date stamped. It's a fabulous place to get an overview of an industry, learn what or the most important trends are and the statistics as we saw. And you can build a summary, an executive summary, or a whole book, as we saw with that build a report feature. You can do a deep dive into industry-specific revenues and employment counts, as we saw. And it's just a really good analytics tool. I know that was a bit of a fire hose. So once again, let me know if there's any questions you have, anything you want me to specifically look at. You'll see these trending industries show here on the main page, and that changes as the trends change. And from even here, you can click on like Internet of Things to see that specific industry and what is going on there. So that's all I have unless you have questions. It was a lot, I understand.
Any questions from anyone? You can drop them in the chat or you can unmute and ask. Either or. And if not, I want to thank Marj for taking time out of her day to do this overview for us. We really appreciate it. It's such a great resource, and it kind of gives me ideas of how I can use it even differently.
Right.
And like I mentioned at the beginning, for those that join later, I did record this, so I can share that with you as well if you want to refer back to it. All right. So thank you everyone for coming today. Thank you, Marj.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.